Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Kayo Africa, a fashion designer and tutor. In case you are watching me for the very first time, you are welcome in the name. And if you're a returning viewer, you want the real MVP. Oh shit. Alright. So this is a part 2 of a video I earlier uploaded on my channel, which I titled How to Take Pictures of Your Own Design. In that video, I shared the importance of taking pictures of your own design rather than waiting for your clients to send in pictures. And I also shared useful tips on how to set your background, your lighting, and how to style your mannequin to complement the design of the dress. If you haven't watched that video, I will strongly recommend that you check it out. In this video, I will be editing one of the pictures we took in that part 1 video, and I will record my screen for you guys to see everything I am doing. So I recommended that you download Snapseed, Facetune and Lightroom. So in this tutorial, I will be using Facetune first, and next I will be using Lightroom. So stay glued with me. So on my phone right now, I am launching the Facetune app. I am actually using the Facetune 2. There is Facetune and there is Facetune 2. You can use basically any of the two, but here I am using Facetune 2. So I'm launching the app now. And then from there, I will go to my camera roll to select a picture. So I have selected one of the pictures we took in the how to take pictures of your own design. So I'm just going to proceed to editing this picture right now. First, I will tap on retouch. I'm not sure if there is anything to retouch on this picture as there is no human face to smoothing out and all, but let's just check. Okay, I like to use the vibrance. I just brush over the object where I want to apply the vibrance. Now I'm brushing over the outfit itself, and then I'm brushing over the leaves of the flower vase. I'm brushing over the flower vase itself too, and then I'm brushing over the baskets, the wicker baskets I used as props. But I don't want the vibrance to be too much such that the picture will not come out absurdly colorful. So I will just reduce the vibrancy to about 25. That's fine. So let's see the before. This is before and this is after. I might want to increase it a little bit. This is before and this is after. So I think we are good with vibrance. I'm just going to go back to the main menu. There's no face to edit, so I won't do face. I don't want to reshape, I don't want to filter, but I want to paint. So I'm going to select on paint. So what I do with paint is basically to whiten my already white background. So I'm just going to select white on the scroll of colors, and then I will select tone. You can use skin, you can use tone, but I like to use tone. And then I will begin to brush over the white area to give my background a whiter effect. So I'll brush on it. I'll brush on all the white areas like so. I'll brush on the flower vase as it is white as well. So after doing that, I'm brushing over the leaves, which I'm not supposed to, but I'm going to erase it later. So after doing that, I can select the eraser that's just beside the brush. So if you tap on the eraser, it will show you where you have painted. So I'm just going to erase the white. So I'm just going to erase the white on the leaves, on basically all the places that I don't want the white to occur. So I'm going to erase on my dress, erase the white. And there we have it. Let's see the before and after. This is before and this is after. As you can see, the picture is already coming out bright and nice. So that's all for painting. I'm going to go back to the main menu, and then I will go to edit. On edit, I might want to increase my brightness a little bit. Now I have increased my brightness by just 22, or let's say 20. And then color, I can increase my color also a little bit, just a little. Remember, don't overdo any edits. So I'm going to increase my color just a little bit, and I will also sharpen my picture just a little bit. But you can zoom out, you can scroll up for you to see the effect of the sharpness, and then you can then bring it down to your desired level. So I'm bringing it down. I don't want it to be too sharp, so I'm just bringing it down by 9. And then on grain, I don't know, let's see what grain does. If you increase the grain, it kind of makes it fuzzy, so I'm just going to do 5, just a little bit. On light, light is useful when your picture is extremely dark, so if you increase it, it will brighten up the picture. But my picture is not dark at all, so I might just leave it at a very minimal level. So shadows, let's see what shadow does. Shadow basically takes off the shadow behind your design and then on every pattern of your design. So if you decrease it, it gets a bit darker, but if you increase it, then it brightens up where you have shadows. So I'm just going to increase the shadow by 10, and that should be fine. You can see the before and then after, before and then after. So highlight, if you decrease it, it makes it darker, so you might want to increase it to a bit, just a little bit, you know. So I increased it by 8, and that's fine by me. Saturation, if you want your colors to pop out more, you can increase your saturation. As you can see, it is giving my picture a funny color, so I won't add saturation at all as my, okay, let's just add like 5, yeah, that's it. So temperature warms, it gives your picture warmth. If you want it to be warm, like kind of warm white, you increase it. But because I like my pictures white and crisp, I'm just going to leave my temperature as it is. So that's 0, back to 0, back to 0, back to 0. Yeah, so I'm back to 0. So I will go back to the main menu again. If you scroll to defocus, you can use defocus when your background is not so nice or too busy. So if you brush on the background like this, if you brush on any object behind your design, it will blur it out like this. It will blur it out like what I have right now. But I don't want to blur anything out. I want all of my objects to come out nice, so I'm not going to defocus anything. But if you want the attention to be on the dress alone, you can defocus every other thing going on in the picture and then leave the dress to come out clean and sharp. So I'm just going to go back since I don't want to defocus. And then that's pretty much all I do with my Facetune app. I think I want to give my basket a bit more vibrance. So I'm just going to go back to retouch and then all the way to vibrance, and then I will color the basket alone. And that's my picture saved, edited, really nice and clean, that would entice your client on Instagram and basically any social media platform that you post your design. So I'm going to edit this same picture using Lightroom, so you can choose whichever one you want to use. So I'm going back, then I will select Lightroom, and from Lightroom I will load a picture. Then you just tap on picture here, it takes you to your camera roll, and then you can select the picture you want to edit. So I'm selecting this. So now on Lightroom, this interface is slightly different from Facetune, but it is still similar in a way. So I'm just going to go to light first. I'll go to light, and then your exposure, it makes your picture brighter. This is just like brightness in Facetune. So it makes it brighter. So you can go up and down to see the effect you have on your picture. So I'm just going to increase my exposure just a little bit. I just increased it by 17. This is before and this is after. Also contrast, I'm going to increase my contrast a little, or we can decrease first and see how it looks. It makes it kind of white, so I'm just going to increase the contrast a little bit too. As you can see, I'm applying little edits so your picture won't come out too photoshoppy. So on highlights, you can decrease to see the effect it has, and then you can also increase to see the effect it has. So I'm just going to increase it just a bit, increase my highlights, and then I go to shadows. I decrease to see what effect it gives. It makes it dark, so it means I have to increase it just a little bit. So I increased my shadows by like 11. Then my white, I'm going to increase to see what it does, and then I will decrease to see what it does. As you can see, when I decreased it, it made my white a bit dull. So I'm going to increase the white. So this picks every white on the picture and it increases them. So on blacks, if you reduce it to make your picture darker, that means it is darkening the black on the picture. So if you increase it, it's going to make the black lighter. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is, as I don't want to mess with my black. So from light, I will move to color. So on color, basically what I do is I increase my saturation and vibrance. You can zoom in and out of your picture so that you can really see a close, so that you can really have a close look of your edits on your picture, of the effect of the edit on your picture, basically. So here I'm just going to increase my saturation a bit. My dress is very colorful already, so I don't want the color to over pop. So also I would increase my vibrance to about 13 to make it pop more. Yeah, I think I'm fine. Temperature, you don't want to increase the temperature. If you increase it, this is the effect you have. It makes it warm, and it is better to have your picture as white and bright as possible. Tint also, you don't want to tint. So that is all for color. Effect, let's see what happens on effect. Okay, on effect you can increase the texture. Let's zoom in to see the effect. If we increase the texture, what does it do? It kind of makes the object pop more. So, but don't add too much. I'm just going to add 7. Clarity also, increase it a bit. I increased by 7. Let's increase it and see what it does. It makes it kind of hazy, so I'm just going to increase it by 7 or 8. Dehaze, let's see what dehaze does. Dehaze kind of, dehaze kind of made it brown, so it means we have to decrease. If you decrease, it also makes it too white. So basically this picture does not need to be dehazed. Vignette, I'm not using that. And what else? Grain, I might want to increase my grains just a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm fine with effect. And then detail, you can use the detail to sharpen your picture a little. Don't over sharpen, because if you over sharpen, it will kind of look pixelated. So I'm just going to sharpen it a bit by, say, 17. And what else? You can go to noise reduction and reduce the noise a bit. Also color noise, you can reduce a bit. Do I like that? Let's see closely. Okay, so I'm just going to increase it a little bit. Detail, I can give my outfits a little detail too, just a little. Yeah, so that's what we have on detail. You go to optics and enable lens correction. It just makes the lens stable, kind of. I don't know how to explain that. So that is basically all that I do with Lightroom. That's all that I do with Lightroom. Another very interesting edit you can do on Lightroom is that you can select each color on the dress or on the picture individually and increase or decrease. So now to do that, I tapped on the mix on the color area, and then on that mix it will bring different colors. Now I have red, so I'm going to select red. If you increase the luminance, you'll see it kind of makes the red brighter, and if you decrease the luminance, it makes it darker. So I'm just going to increase the luminance by a bit, by say 10, to make my red come out more. And then I'm going to increase the saturation to just a little bit. So let's see how it looks. Okay, I think that's good enough. So I'm going to select on green because there are greens on my clothes and also the flower vase. I will increase the luminance and see how it is. I will decrease it to see how it is. So decreasing it makes it darker and increasing it makes it brighter. So I'm just going to increase it a bit. If you increase the luminance too much, it might weaken the color just a little, so you might want to saturate it a bit to kind of project the color from the luminance. As you can see, there are other colors. This is orange. Let's see what orange will do on the picture. If you increase, what does it do? I think it makes it whiter. If you decrease, it makes it brown. So I'm just going to increase my orange a bit. I'm not saturating, so I'm going to select on yellow and see what yellow does for me. If I increase my yellow, it makes my picture whiter, and then if I decrease, it makes it kind of browny. So I'm just going to increase the yellow a little bit, but I won't saturate the yellow as there is no visible yellow on the picture. If you tap on blue, let's see what blue does. If you increase, it actually does nothing to the picture because there is no blue at all. So I'm going to leave it on 0. If you tap on purple, it is actually not going to do anything as well because there is no purple on the picture. So I'll leave it at 0. Yeah, so I'm done with colors. And then basically that's all I do on Lightroom. I go to save my picture. When you mark the picture, it doesn't save automatically, so you have to save by clicking the kind of share button. So I export to camera roll. So I'm exporting my picture and let's see how it's going to come out. So there is one detail I left out on the Facetune editing. Actually, on the part where I increased my white, where I painted my white, another thing you can do with that paint is that you can increase whatever color on you can paint whatever color area on your picture to give that color more pop, so like we did on Lightroom. So now I have my picture saved. As you can see, this is the before and after of the Facetune picture. And also this is the before and after of the Lightroom picture. So you can see how much difference it makes when you edit your picture to make it nicer, to make it more attractive, and then to pull traffic basically on your page. So these are the things you need to take seriously if you want to increase your patronage, you want to increase traffic on your page, and then you want to give your brand a very beautiful outlook, because your social media platform is basically like your catalog of designs where people are going to come to see what you can do, what you have done. So you want to make sure that every picture on your page is representing your brand very well enough to pull patronage to your side. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you have learned something. I also do not know it all. This is basically just what I do personally to edit my own pictures, to optimize my brand, So if you get to use these apps, and then you can even still discover something more interesting than I have been able to come up with, and I'll be glad if you also share that with me. So just play around those apps. There are several other apps too, and fortunately these apps works on iOS, on Android, and all sorts of phone basically. So experiment them, play around with them to give your picture a very bright and catchy look, but do not overdo edit. Always remember not to overdo your edits. So till I see you in my next video, please be sure to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell button so that you can be notified whenever I post new videos. Also, I have interesting pattern making tutorials which you might want to check out if you have not done so already. So till I see you in my next video, stay safe and stay great. Bye.